Did you know? The world's largest tree is a giant sequoia in California, which stands over 300 feet tall. The world's largest desert is the Sahara Desert in Africa, which covers an area of over 3.6 million square miles. The world's largest bird of prey is the Andean condor, which has a wingspan of up to 10 feet. Avocados are a fruit, not a vegetable. They're technically considered a single-seeded berry. Allodoxophobia is the fear of other people's opinions. It's a rare social phobia that's characterized by an irrational and overwhelming fear of what other people think. Australia is wider than the moon. The moon sits at 3,400 kilometers in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is almost 4,000 kilometers. Human teeth are the only part of the body that cannot heal themselves. Teeth are coated in enamel, which is not a living tissue. It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland. It's considered animal abuse because they're social beings and get lonely. The ancient Romans used to drop a piece of toast into their wine for good health, hence why we raise a toast. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. They also have an open circulatory system, which means they have no arteries and their organs float directly in blood. People are more creative in the shower. When we take a warm shower, we experience an increased dopamine flow that makes us more creative. Baby rabbits are called kits. Cute. The first airplane flew on December 17, 1903. Wilbur and Orville Wright made 4 brief flights at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with their first powered aircraft. Venus is the only planet to spin clockwise. It travels around the Sun once every 225 Earth days, but it rotates clockwise once every 243 days. Nutmeg is a hallucinogen. The spice contains myristicin, a natural compound that has mind-altering effects if ingested in large doses. A 73-year-old bottle of French Burgundy became the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at auction in 2018, going for $558,000. The bottle of 1945 Romani Conti sold at Sotheby for more than 17 times its original estimate of $32,000. Competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. Between 1912 and 1948, the international sporting events awarded medals for music, painting, sculpture, and architecture. A chef's hat has 100 pleats. Apparently, it's meant to represent the 100 ways you can cook an egg. In 2014, there was a Tinder match in Antarctica. 2 research scientists matched on the global dating app in the most remote part of the world. A man working at the United States Antarctic McMurdo Station and a woman camping a 45-minute helicopter ride away. The Spanish national anthem has no words. The Marca Reel is one of only 4 national anthems in the world, along with those of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, and San Marino, to have no official lyrics. The Japanese word kuchizamishi is the act of eating when you're not hungry because your mouth is lonely. The probability of a blue lobster existing is widely touted as being 1 in 2 million. Bright blue lobsters are so colored because of a genetic abnormality that causes them to produce more of a certain protein than others. There's only one letter that doesn't appear in any American state name. There's a Z in Arizona and an X in Texas, but no Q in any of them. A book called A la recherche du temps perdu by Marcel Proust contains an estimated 9,609,000 characters, making it the longest book in the world. The title translates to Remembrance of Things Past. Google Images was literally created after Jennifer Lopez wore that infamous dress at the 2000 Grammys. So many people were searching for her outfit, the search engine added an image search function. Big Ben's clock stopped at 10:07 p.m. on May 27, 2005, most likely due to an extremely hot temperature of 31.8 degrees Celsius. Walt Disney currently holds the most Academy Awards. Disney won 26 Oscars over the course of his career and was nominated a grand total of 59 times. There's a fruit native to Central and South America called black sapote that tastes like chocolate and sweet custard. Queen Elizabeth II was a trained mechanic. When she was 16, the Queen joined the British Employment Agency at the Labour Exchange and learned the basics of truck repair. M&Ms are named after the businessmen who created them: Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray. Pigeons can tell the difference between Picasso and Monet. A 1995 study shows that the birds can differentiate between the two artists. The real name for a hashtag is an octothorpe. The octo refers to the 8 points in the symbol, but according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the thorpe part is a mystery. The actors who voiced Mickey and Minnie Mouse got married in real life. Russi Taylor, Minnie, and Wayne Allwine, Mickey, tied the knot in 1991. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from over 2 miles away. Blue whales weigh an average of between 130,000 and 150,000 kilograms, with their hearts weighing roughly 180 kilograms. The last letter added to the English alphabet was J. The letter dates back to 1524, and before that, the letter I was used for both the I and J sounds. There is actually a word for someone giving an opinion on something they know nothing about. An ultracrepidarian is someone who voices thoughts beyond their expertise. Ketchup was once sold as medicine. The condiment was prescribed and sold to people suffering with indigestion back in 1834. The world's longest walking distance is 14,000 miles. You can walk from Magadan in Russia to Cape Town in South Africa. It requires no flying or sailing, just bridges and open roads. The moon has moonquakes. They happen due to tidal stresses connected to the distance between the moon and the earth. Humans are the only beings that blush. Apparently, we're also the only beings that experience embarrassment too. This is because it's a complex emotion that involves understanding other people's opinions. All the clocks in Pulp Fiction are set to 4:20. Kim Kardashian has a glam clause in her will. It states that if she's ever in a position where she can't get ready herself, can't communicate, or she's unconscious, someone has to make sure her hair, nails, and makeup are all perfect. You can't hum if you hold your nose. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. It's 120 times smaller than the island of Manhattan. Japan has over 200 flavors of Kit Kats. They're exclusively created for different regions, cities, and seasons. There are some tasty-sounding ones like banana, blueberry cheesecake and Oreo ice cream, as well as some very questionable ones like baked potato, melon and cheese, wasabi, and vegetable juice. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. They have a membrane that holds their tongue in place on the roof of their mouth so it can't move. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. This includes change in pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, 50-cent pieces, and dollar coins, and their combinations. Kim Kardashian knows the alphabet in sign language. Apparently, she used it to cheat on tests with her friends at school. In the course of an average lifetime, while sleeping you could eat around 70 different insects and 10 spiders, or more. Everyone's tongue print is different. Like the fingerprint, it has unique features that differ from person to person. It would take 19 minutes to fall to the center of the earth. The Night's Watch cloaks in Game of Thrones were made from IKEA rugs. The show bought the rugs, shaved them down and then dyed them to make the cloaks. Harry Styles has 4 nipples. They stem from a common condition called polythelia. In the 1840s, people used to say prunes instead of cheese when getting their pictures taken. That's why people never smiled in old photos. Blue whale tongues can weigh as much as an elephant. Their hearts can also weigh almost a ton and only need to beat once every 10 seconds. There's an ant species unique to New York City. Called Manhattans, biologists found them in a specific 14-block strip of the city. The Eiffel Tower was originally intended for Barcelona. The Spanish city thought it was too ugly, so Gustave Eiffel pitched it to Paris instead. French critics weren't too thrilled either, but it's one of the most famous landmarks in the world today. There's only one Shell gas station shaped like a shell. There were actually 8 built in the 1930s, but only one remains in North Carolina. Dolphins have names for one another. According to National Geographic, Dolphins use a unique whistle to distinguish between different members in their pod. The blob of toothpaste on a toothbrush has a name. It's called a nurdle, and there was once a lawsuit over which toothpaste company had the right to portray it. One part of Istanbul is in Europe and the other is in Asia. Part of it neighbors Greece and Bulgaria, therefore sitting in Europe, and the other part neighbors Syria, Iran, and Iraq beyond Turkey's borders, therefore classing as Asia. The Bosphorus Strait runs between them. The world's oldest wooden wheel has been around for more than 5,000 years. It was found in 2002, approximately 12 miles south of Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, and is now housed in the city's museum. Rubber bands will last much longer when they are refrigerated. When a rubber band is placed in the fridge, it causes the polymers to relax. This keeps the band from breaking down as fast as it normally does. It is impossible for most people to lick their own elbow. The sixth sheep sick is believed to be the toughest tongue twister in the English language. If you sneeze too hard, you could fracture a rib. Wearing headphones for just an hour could increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times. Some lipsticks contain fish scales. Cat urine glows under a black light. When using the proper position of the hands on the keyboard, the average person's left hand does 56% of the typing. A shark is the only known fish that can blink with both eyes. The longest one-syllable words in the English language are scraunched and strengthed. Dreamt is the only English word that ends in the letters MT. Almonds are a member of the peach family. There are only 4 words in the English language which end in DOUS: tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous. Maine is the only state that has a one-syllable name. Los Angeles's original full name is El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles de Porciuncula, which in English translated to the town of Our Lady the Queen of the Angels of Porciuncula. A cat has 32 muscles in each ear. Tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur. In many advertisements, the time displayed on a watch is 10:10. A dime has 118 ridges around the edge. The giant squid has the largest eyes in the world. The average time it takes to fall asleep is actually only 7 minutes.